Okay, what do we think of the butters this year?
I mean, yes, very delicious. And I will say I did order some to my house. And now I'm like a little sick of them.
Oh, my Lord. Okay, we're back to meatballs.
All right, your next one is a fast fashion. It is still there, still working.
Is it bringing you as much joy as it was initially?
Cause it's hard to be a person with a body these days when bonkers TikTok diets are all the rage. And why are the seats so damn small on the airplane? Cause it's hard to be a person with a body these days.
You are listening to Burnt Toast. I'm Virginia Soul-Smith.
And I'm Corinne Fay.
And it is time for an episode I personally look forward to all year long. Ever since we made it a tradition 1 year ago, I believe, was the first time we did this episode. It is time for the Year in Butters, which is the episode where we look back at all of our butter and think about what is still buttery and what is, in fact, rancid. How am I
yes.
How am I doing with the butter metaphor? If you're new to Burnt Toast, butter is the recommendation segment that runs at the end of every podcast. So it's also kind of a shorthand in our world for something we love. Obviously, we do legitimately love butter itself, but a butter can be a food, a clothing item, a state of mind, a nail polish color, whatever. And we give recommendations every week, which means that some of them hold up better than others.
Very true. Our big realization when we did this last year was that a lot of things we had recommended, like clothes, hadn't stood the test of time.
They sure did not. It was a real hard look at my fast fashion problem. And I think I've made some real progress on that front. So I'm excited. I think a lot of our butters held up pretty well this year, but we'll see. There's probably a few that did not so well.
Yeah, when I was compiling this, I was like, I can tell that we were having a reaction to the clothes recommendations because I think there's maybe like one.
It is a lot to think of a butter all the time. When I invented this segment, I did not know what I was doing. Like, podcast guests always get very nervous about the butter, and we're not going to go over the guest butters. These are just the butters that Corinne and I have recommended together on our episode, or we'd be here all day. But it is a lot of effort every week thinking of a butter, and I feel like I try really hard to think of something that's like a little quirky and random, not necessarily something you have to buy, though sometimes they are things you could buy. I don't know. What are your criteria for a good butter?
Well, I think we have both found that if you don't think about it a little bit in advance and then you're like on the spot, everything you've ever liked just falls out of your brain.
You don't like anything. Nothing is good.
But I feel like in this year, 2025, I really leaned into food and like media butters. Like I was basically like recommending whatever like I was enjoying making for dinner or a snack or like what I'm watching or reading.
Yeah. I do think those are the best butters, although I always enjoy it when we have a wild card. I mean, my favorite ever burnt toast butter probably still is your Sun Face Shield, which was like one of the very first butters you ever buttered. And it was like so out of the box and delightful to me.
Yeah, and that one really did not stand the test of time.
I mean, I know. I guess for me, as much as I think it's valuable for us to look at what butters hold up, sometimes a butter is just a moment in time. Not all butters are lifetime butters. Some butters are more fleeting. They're like the sand art, and, you know, that's fine.
Maybe in 2026, we should try to have more wackadoo butters.
I would definitely be here for that. Okay. Should we jump in and just like go back and forth?
All right. My first butter of last year was the Connolly Goods denim tour jacket, which is named after me, my last name, Faye.
So obviously a great butter right there.
Yeah, I stand by that one.
I mean, for you to back away from a denim chore coat would be like a really big breaking news.
Yes. They actually just came out with like a brown version that has blue stitching, and I just ordered that. So
you are doubling down on this butter. You're going to be a double butter on the denim chore coat.
I think that is the only clothing one of the entire year, and I stand by.
Well, and Connolly Goods is like not fast fashion, right? It's
True,
a company
yeah.
we feel great about supporting. Good slow fashion brand. So that's a great one. And my
Yeah.
butter from that episode was the brownies you sent me for Christmas last year from Besta Chocolate. And I'm going to say, yeah, that one holds up. I mean, I haven't had them since, but this is like making me be like, ooh, who do I want to send those to? Maybe myself.
Yeah. I think it's hard for, brownies to not.
Yeah, that's an evergreen butter
Yeah.
in the burnt toast universe for sure. That was great.
Yeah.
Okay, your next one was the TV show Bad Sisters.
Good one. I still like that show.
I still haven't watched the second season. The first season, I think, was amazing.
Yeah. Can't say I've rewatched it, but
It's a great clothes show.
yes. And I love Sharon Horgan.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, yours was Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza.
This is a good butter. And if you don't have that card game and you regularly play card games, especially with kids, I recommend it because it's a good one if you have like younger kids who aren't as good at like harder card games, like they can do well at it. We haven't been playing it as much recently, but I'm not getting rid of it. I think we've just cycled into other games that have taken its place for the moment, but it's definitely like a good one to have on hand. If you have a crowd of people you're trying to get united in some way, this is a good crowd pleaser. Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Mhm.
I feel like sometimes when you play a game a lot, like it gets too easy, kind of.
You can get expansion packs that make it
Mm.
harder, and we do have some of those. But we just kind of like, yeah, we maxed out on it for a minute, but it's like I could see that come back around. Okay, I've completely forgotten what your next one is. This outline just says the word Honora, and I don't know what that is.
That's crazy because it was a movie that came out at the very end of 2024 and it like won a bunch of awards.
Oh, yes. And it had what's her face from Better Things in it.
Yes.
Mikey
Madison.
Yes.
Yeah. I stand by that. I thought that was a really good movie.
I have not seen it, but I love Mikey Madison in Better Things, which I believe was another better of mine last year. So, yeah.
Yes.
Great.
Okay, your next one was Shearling Big Buckle Birkenstock Clogs.
On my feet right now, absolute lifetime butter, these clogs.
That's awesome.
I think I'm on my third pair. I've been wearing them for about like 8 years probably.
Wow.
They do wear out. I wish they lasted a little longer. I feel like shearling often starts to kind of like, yeah, it gets like bald, like it wears down. But they are my forever house shoes in cold weather, and they make me so happy. They're great.
That sounds really comfy.
I've still never bought Birkenstock clogs for outside of the house wear, but they're great slippers. If you're someone who works from home, I feel like invest in your slippers. Your feet are important.
Yes.
Yeah, they're a great one. Okay, your next one is the book The Safe Keep.
Yes, I stand by that. I feel like that was one of the best books I read this year.
I co-sign. I read it on your recommendation. My whole book club loved it, and we do not always agree on books. We don't always have the same taste, and we were all like uniformly obsessed with that book. And then my mom's book club read it, and they were more mixed.
Ooh, interesting.
I think it was a little spicy for them, but I think I like that for them, and my mom really loved it. She got it.
Yeah, that was one of those books I read and then was just trying to get like everyone I know to read it.
Oh, because you just want to talk about it. It's wild.
Yeah.
It's so wild.
Yeah.
I'm like excited for anyone who needs a good holiday read because it's just such a good immersive novel. And I feel like if you haven't read it, pick it up for like your winter break read.
Okay. Your next one is one I am very curious about. It is Water Llama Hydration Tracking App.
Yeah. Okay. We might have reached our first dead.
How long was Water Llama in your life?
I mean, I definitely water llamaed for a few months.
Oh, that's a pretty long time.
Yeah, I have maybe like 2-ish months, 3 months. So for folks who don't remember, this is an app that tracks your hydration throughout the day. The reason I started doing it was because I was having so many headaches and I thought I was dehydrated. And then I figured out that probably I have so many headaches because I have sleep apnea. So hydration stopped being like less of a focus. But what I'm actually proud of is that I didn't keep tracking because I am someone who can be a little too into tracking. And so I think the fact that I let go of tracking Water Llama is a sign of personal growth.
I love that.
And if you do need to track hydration for medical reasons or whatever, it is a delightful app to use. But I think it's, good to know that like you don't have to track. It's okay to break up with tracking when it doesn't serve you. And it doesn't serve me anymore. I do feel like I'm overall a little better hydrated though from the experience. Definitely when I do a weightlifting workout now, I always make sure to have my big water bottle. Like I did notice like, I do feel better. Don't totally dehydrate during this. Okay, friends, here's where we leave you. To get full access to this conversation, you need to come on over to Burnt Toast on Patreon. If you're brand new to Burnt Toast, just go to patreon.com/Virginia Soul Smith to join us. Thanks so much for listening and supporting anti-diet, body liberation journalism.